All right, so it looks like we got ourselves an update to the Asmongold situation that took place yesterday. Twitch recently announced that they have suspended one of Asmongold's accounts. It's not his main account, it's his secondary account. However, what a lot of people don't know is his secondary account is actually the main account that he streams on. Also, on top of that, the way that Twitch works, once you get suspended, you can't just say, oh, I'm going to stream on my second account. You'll be punished further if you do that. So Twitch just kind of brought down the hammer and decided to punish Asmongold for violating their terms of service. I think that that is justified. I am glad to see that he was punished. He should be punished for calling an entire group of people who are innocent, who a lot of them don't do anything. A lot of them are actually kids, calling them inferior and saying that their culture is inferior. Now, I want to clear up something from yesterday because unfortunately there are a lot of dumb people on the internet and it's actually quite annoying. So I specifically said yesterday that I do not think Asmongold should be banned. I do not believe in censorship. I do not think that if somebody makes one mistake, they should be banned forever. I never said that. What I said yesterday is that Asmongold should be punished. That is what I said, and he is being punished, and I'm happy to see that. I'm not saying Twitch should ban him forever, and he should never be able to have a voice. I'm not saying that, but he definitely should get a punishment. When you violate the terms of service of YouTube or Twitch, and you say something racist and awful, like he did about an entire group of people, most of them being children, you should be punished. So I don't care if people get mad. If you get mad, unsubscribe. I don't care. You should not be saying an entire culture is inferior. That is a horrible thing to say on a bunch of different levels. But anyway, let's just read some of the article. The ban was applied to Asmongold's secondary channel, blah, blah, blah. Says here, Twitch streamer Zach, known as Asmongold, had one of his accounts banned following a racist tirade against Palestinians during a recent live stream. During the stream, Asmongold said he doesn't care about the ongoing loss of life in Gaza at the hands of the Israeli military. Wow, what a terrible thing to say. Which the United Nations says currently stands at more than 42,000 people killed. You had idiots in my comments complaining and doing this one side thing. They're like, well, what about October 7th? What about what happened? And what about the 42,000 people in Gaza that have been killed by the Israeli military? What about that? Are you people crazy? Now, I want to make it clear. I know we're going to have stupid people in the comments anyway. I can't beat the stupid. There's nothing I can do to defeat the idiots, but I'm going to try anyway, okay? When it comes to what happened on October 7th by Hamas, that is terrible. I do not support that. But we also have to recognize that for decades, I'm talking about going back to when my parents were born, my grandparents were born. This has been going on for a long time. For decades, the Israeli government, I'm not blaming Israeli citizens, on both sides, you have Palestinian citizens who are innocent, and you have Israeli citizens who are innocent. Both of them are just trying to live their life. However, the Israeli government is committing what I believe to be, I can't say the word, but it's the G word. If I do, YouTube will demonetize the video, but you guys know what I'm saying. I think that I think that both sides have bad people, and I think that both sides share blame in what's going on. I'm not that type of person that says this side is good and this side is bad. So I want to make that extremely clear for the idiots who are saying, oh, you're defending one side. I'm not defending anybody. I'm defending the innocent civilians who have nothing to do with anything. That's who I'm defending. It is wrong for Asmongold to call a bunch of innocent civilians horrible people with an inferior culture when they didn't do anything. They have nothing to do with what Hamas is doing. Like, it's crazy. But anyway, let's just keep going. And then it says here, most of whom were women and children because they're terrible people who come from an inferior culture. These are the words of Asmongold. If you want to consider I can't say that word, as a systematic killing, I can't say that word either, but oh well, I just did, of a people, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm not going to read all that because I had a nightmare yesterday with YouTube trying to read this stuff. But anyway, this is what Asmongold said, and then in the article, it says Asmongold's speech clearly violates several of Twitch's community guidelines. And it says here, Twitch does not permit behavior that is motivated by hatred, prejudice, or intolerance, including behavior that promotes or encourages discrimination. Asmongold definitely did that. Users cannot create content that expresses inferiority based on a protected characteristic. For example, statements related to physical, mental, or moral deficiencies. Asmongold did that. Users cannot encourage or support the political or economic dominance of any race, ethnicity, or religious group, including support for white supremacy / nationalist ideologies. I'm not going to take that one that far. So I'll just skip that one. Users cannot make statements that a protected group should not exist. He didn't say that either. At least I don't think he said that. Maybe he did. Anyway, let me pull up another clip. So there's a clip here that I want to play where I got to give Hasan Piker his credit. I know he is very hated on the internet. A lot of people dislike him, whatever. I'm just here to play the clip. Hasan absolutely destroyed Asmongold yesterday. So I guess, they both did a live stream together to talk about it because Hasan is very pro-Palestine and he's very sympathetic to what's going on over there and how a lot of those citizens are being brutalized. And Hasan said something very important that I actually forgot about. I knew about it. I knew that most of the people in the Gaza Strip were kids because I remember I was reading an article on the BBC that kind of talked about it. I just forgot. But Hasan brought that up, which is extremely important because it's like, bro, you're saying that these people's culture is inferior. They're inferior people. They're awful. Bro, you're talking about a bunch of kids. You're talking about an area of the world where 50% of their population is under the age of 18, which Hasan did actually highlight. Let's go ahead and play some of that video.
It's like if the people are voting for the people that want to oppress people based off of their identity, I think that to a certain extent,
okay. Let me ask you a question.
Okay, great question. What people think.
I have two problems here. I just told you that 50% of the population of Palestine and the Gaza Strip is under the age of 18. None of them fucking voted for Hamas, okay? Because they weren't alive. That's number one. Number two, You said you voted for Donald Trump in the past.
That's facts. Most of the people that, whatever, voted for Hamas or whatever, a lot of them are dead because 42,000 people over there have been killed, okay? 50% of the population, you could go look this up, in the Gaza Strip are under the age of 18. Most of the people being brutalized and that are victims of these, these attacks and these military operations and stuff, these are kids. These are people under the age of 18. These are 16-year-olds. These are 15-year-olds. These are 9-year-olds. These are 10-year-olds. How do you not have sympathy for that? If you are such a sick person that you would blame those people and say they deserve what they're getting, they're inferior, they want to go and destroy Israel. What? So you're telling me a bunch of 9 and 16-year-olds want to go destroy Israel? That's what you're telling me. Bunch of kids want to go do it. No, it is a specific faction of that population that feels that way. It is not the entire culture or the entire people. You got to stop that. It's ridiculous.
In 2016.
I did.
Okay. Why did you vote for Donald Trump?
I just didn't really like Hillary Clinton.
There you go. Turns out people have many different motivations for voting for one particular party over the other, and it doesn't have to be Islamist fundamentalism that they believe in. So that's my point. Because they're human beings with...
Okay, so now this is what he's saying, and this is the ignorance of Asmongold, and this is the ignorance of a lot of you all in the comments. A lot of you guys are blaming the people for voting for... Because, yes, Hamas was voted in. Originally, there was another government called Fatah that ruled over the Gaza Strip. They no longer rule over the Gaza Strip. They mostly rule in the West Bank now. Now Hamas rules, and the reason why Hamas got to power is because a lot of those people voted for them. But you got to understand their situation. They're in a similar situation that we're in. They only had 2 options. We only got 2 options. They chose what they felt was best for them at the time. Unfortunately, depending on what viewpoint you have, it might not have been the best idea. But who are we to talk? I would argue that voting in Donald Trump in 2016 wasn't the best thing to do. My point is, Hasan makes a great point here where he says that people have different reasons of why they vote for who they vote for, given the choices that they have. In this country right now, you only got 2 choices. You can only either vote for Trump or you can vote for Kamala. It was the exact same thing over there. So before you judge them and say, oh, they wanted these people and all that, you gotta really do your research and understand what they're going through and what it's like. They do not see the world the same way that we do over here because we live in happy-go-lucky, safe, nice America, the greatest country in the world. They don't live like that. They live in the Middle East. They live in a war-torn country where they've seen nothing but violence and death and war. It's just something you just would never understand or be able to fathom, and you got to understand that.
A shit ton of different attitudes and different opinions. If they see the dominating party of Fatah as as a party that is completely captured by Israeli security apparatus that is working at the behest of this state that is destroying their lives, they're going to be like, okay, I'm going to go with the other guy, just like you went with Donald Trump over Hillary Clinton. So,
sure.
But it doesn't.
Bingo. He did good. I gotta give him his credit. That was great. He's absolutely right. Asmongold deserves the punishment that he got. I never said he should be banned. I'm just saying that he should be punished. He's currently being punished right now. I think the best thing for Asmongold going forward is to just not speak on this stuff. Just shut up. You don't know anything about it. You clearly don't want to do research on it. Just stick to whatever else you react on. Stay away from, world politics and stuff like that. Stay away from that. It's not your thing. So anyway, that's today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Rest in peace to the comment section. I already know there's going to be like 200 comments with a bunch of bots saying how crazy I am. But hey, all I can say is I try my best. I really appreciate you guys that rock with me, that subscribe and watch every video. And yeah, that's today's video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.